I saw Father Peter for the first time, I don't know what to do because Mayo Clinic was involved with him as doctors, a lot of programs, and I can't imagine how to approach him. So, but we have the same commonalities. I was in the seminary, he's a priest. So I basically be myself, talk about the product. And here's Father Peter now. And he's never been in the business because, of course, we know he's a Franciscan priest. But this is my happiness. I want to share it. Okay, Father Peter.
First of all, I'm Father Peter. I'm a priest of the Diocese of St. Augustine. I've been a priest for 36 years. I just celebrated my 36th anniversary this past May 7th. I've been here in Florida since 1987. And in the 25 years that I've been here in Florida, I've been on medications of all kinds in order to combat several things. In my first of all, as we well know, most of our problems stem from our family backgrounds. There's, on my mother's side, there was diabetes in the family. My brother has a bit of diabetes. He's my older brother. I only have one other brother. And I was told that I was a borderline for type 2 diabetes. And when I began the Better Body System last September, if somebody were to ask me why I began it, I would just look at them and shrug my shoulders because I have no idea. I said, these people were just badgering me and harassing me. So I took the path of least resistance and I said, oh, I guess I'll try it. And ever since then, my life has changed. As the screen says, we transform lives. My entire life has been transformed. I have never experienced life in a way like I have in these last 10 months. The very basic problem that I had was obviously that I was very heavy. I put on a lot of weight since I came to the Jacksonville area. But I started this not for the intention of just losing weight. That was not even a primary or secondary reason. I said, geez, if I want to do that, I'll go look at Nutrisystem or the paleo diet or some other one of those other fads, if I want, or just something. And I say this to people: if you look at Yoli and you just see this as another diet plan, hey, start taking Nutrisystem or something like that. Yoli has very little to do with it's not a weight loss. That's just a symptom of what Yoli is. As the company says, Yoli transforms life. Now, the word Yoli is an Aztec word. It means life, that which gives life. And I believe this company is truly a life-giving company. My major problem, personally, it was hypertension caused by high blood pressure and other type of blood irregularities. And I know for years my doctor had been working with me, and I had a lot of inflammation. I had ankles that were blown up like a balloon. We tried every medication in the book. The last one that I tried just up until a month ago was Betacar, HCT, which most Americans are on today for hypertension. It's one of the latest drugs. And I had that, and I had several other irregularities. As I said, I was gaining weight. I had an insulin resistance, obviously. I had several things that drugs just were not having very much effect on. Let me tell you something. The first month on Yoli, what the doctors had been trying to do for the last 15 years went away in 1 month. 1 month. The inflammation was gone. I just bought these pairs of shoes right before I began Yoli. And I remember one day, a friend of mine literally sat on the floor trying to get these shoes. And when I say he almost had to use a crowbar, I mean it. Something similar to a crowbar to get these on my feet. It was almost impossible to get them on. There were other things. Right now, so the clothes I'm wearing, I wasn't able to wear. Last September, I think they're 2 sizes smaller than what I was wearing anyway. after the first 3 weeks of Yoli, I usually sleep in my underwear, like most men, I guess, if there are those that don't wear pajamas. I remember I was sleeping in the living room that night. I had fallen asleep watching TV late that night. And I remember I got up in the morning. There were several people in the room. Well, I stood up and all of my underwear literally fell to my ankles. little embarrassing, but these are things you have to put up with in life. But a lot of things happen. At that time, I remember a doctor friend, a Filipino doctor, who comes up to Callahan, which is about 40 miles northwest of Jacksonville. A friend brought me a water ionization machine. So I've been drinking alkaline water also with the Yoli system. I drink something like 90 ounces or 90 some, in between 90 and 100 ounces of alkaline water every day just to supplement what I'm doing here with Yoli. And when I came in here today, I had to go to the bathroom to beat the band, and I carry this with me. This is my this is a urinal, but I carry it not. I carry it for a particular medical reason. It holds almost 48 ounces. Filled it, almost was overflowing. My urination far exceeds what I take in on any given day. If I take in 90 ounces, my urination could be as high as 120 ounces on any given day. Now, my doctor explained what's going on. Obviously, as we well know, your cells all hold water. Besides, when you hydrate your system, the cells hold water, and your cells are releasing water, which, once again, is a sign of a very healthy system. Your system's being as out in alkalized mode, and also that you're probably losing weight. Obviously, if you're losing that. So, a month ago. As of a month ago, I'm no longer, I was on about 6 or 7 drugs. My doctor took me off all drugs. I take no drugs to this day for the first time in 25 years. I take nothing. I've had 2 physicals since last September. My blood is going backwards so fast and so much. My doctor told, would you stop? Would you get off all your pills? My doctor had told me years ago that you're eventually going to be a diabetic. Diabetes is my physician. We did specialized tests on you for that. You have no chance in your present state of ever even approaching diabetes. I'm completely out of that range. I've beaten my family curse. I've beaten so many other things: inflammation, insulin resistance, fluctuating high blood pressure, hypertension is gone, and a whole bunch of other things that I'm in the process. I've lost 72 pounds since last September. As I said, I didn't join this just to lose weight. If I want to lose weight, there's a lot of ways I could go. I didn't join. Yoli has become a way of life for me. It is life. I go nowhere with Yoli. Today I just happened to be on a carb day. That's why I enjoyed some of the pancit that was here. And on your carb day, you're allowed to have, you're supposed to have vegetables and fruit, and so what's in there just fit into my schedule just perfectly. Yoli is a godsend, and the more you get to know the products, the more you're going to learn, and you learn the science behind it. For example, you saw the effects of alkalite. Well, my system was obviously loaded with acid, and there is no doctor on the face of this earth. Well, let me restate that. There are very few doctors on the face of this earth that really treat any patients just for acid. They treat the symptoms of every disease imaginable, from diabetes to cancer to you name it, arthritic conditions, all sorts of cardiovascular problems. But they're treating the symptoms. The basic science behind Yoli has been around since before World War II. In 1931, a doctor won the Pulitzer, won a Nobel Prize for his, he was a German doctor, believe it or not, from Berlin, a German biochemist. He discovered the fact that every single disease attributed to humankind is because of acid in the system. Just Google acidosis and do your own research on it. You'll see what I mean by it. You'll be overwhelmed. You'll be there for the next week reading about it, as I've read about it many times. That's why alkalite is the flagship product of Yoli, one of the flagship products of Yoli. It has several government patents. The pharmaceutical companies are bribing, are dying to get this from Yoli, but they won't do it. because that'll obviously, because this is something very unique. You take the acid out of your body goes back to an alkaline level, and you obviously you enjoy the health that you never enjoyed in your life before. The various all the products of Yoli help to eliminate that acid, and they regulate other things. For example, one of the gals was passing around one of the Yoli shakes tonight. If you look at Yoli shakes, it's made from pure whey. You heard it if you listen closely. But that pure whey is not made in the United States. It's made in New Zealand. And the reason it's in New Zealand, you got to understand, and this is no slap in the face of what's going on in the United States. A lot of the soil in our country is being depleted of its minerals and such because of the nature of farming that's going on. But there's such pristine environments going on in New Zealand that they use this 100% hormone-free and GMO-free stuff to make cow's milk, to make pure whey. And one of the things that pure whey helps to do, it helps to regulate one of the antioxidants that it's in our body that's missing from most people. It's called glutathione. Now, glutathione is the master antioxidant. That's what was missing from my system. That has been the key. Glutathione is that which fights all kinds of things that pollute the inside of our system, all kinds of invaders and barbarians that are trying to do havoc on our system. What are some of these invaders? Pollutants in the environment, herbicides, fungicides, all kinds of things. You know, our fruits and our vegetables are being sprayed with all these things. And if we don't wash them properly, we're getting these poisons and toxins in our system. Well, glutathione is one of the many antioxidants. It's the master antioxidant. It's also the great detoxifier in our system. Take that with alkalite, and it helps to build. Now, there's been a study made. A lot of Americans, over 1/3 of people in America are missing that gene in their body that produces glutathione, which is the master, which protects us from all sorts of invaders, which protects us from all that lousy refined food that people are eating, the sodas and things like that. Oh, and when I don't want to get off track. When they talked about the pH scale, you know, the normal pH for a human being is 7.3 to 7.4. Now, the water I drink every day is 9.5. That's the highest the human can drink. If you drink Coke, that's 2.8 on the pH scale. Sulfuric acid is 1. Hydrochloric acid, your acids are at the level 1. Coke is 2.8. Pepsi is 3.2. Your bottled waters are anywhere from 3.2 to 3.6. So you could see the tremendous amount of acid that we're taking into our system every day. And that's why there are certain foods that lend themselves to alkalizing our system. I ate one of them today on my carb day. In the last 3 days, within the last 3 days, I've eaten a whole head of cauliflower. I usually like it raw, but this time I had it just slightly steamed. But once again, it's one of those vegetables that comes from the family called cruciferous vegetables. That's your real leafy greens, like your kales, your spinaches, your Swiss chards, your bok choys, your cabbages, and of course broccoli. Now, in this product, in the shake, it contains spinach and broccoli and several other of the cruciferous vegetables. Also contains a nice alkaline assortment of fruits, also like pomegranate and several others. But there's several of the products. We could talk, if you want a question about the various products, we could talk about that. But it's these products that have lent themselves to my reformation. I'm still in process. My doctor has told me, get off your drugs, go enjoy. In fact, it was on a Friday. Said the next day, I want you to go have a Hershey bar. That's exactly what I did. I went out and had a nice giant Hershey bar, and I like it. I'll tell you, I don't feel the least bit guilty if on my day off I have a Hershey bar, because I know these carb days, I need them so that my system burns. I'm able to burn the fat to convert the energy. So because I have 4 protein days where I eat nothing but protein, it's on those days where you undergo the fat burning, the carb burning process, And that's the pride. See, your body returns to normal when you're alkaline, when you return to a system of health. You're able to burn properly. Your body needs the energy. You burn the energy. You're able to lose the weight. I'm losing the water. The right things are happening in my system for the first time in many years. As I said, I'm in process still. I've lost 72 pounds. My intermediate goal is 100 pounds, and I should reach that sometime in the fall. And I'm working toward that. It's a goal for me, and I know I'll get there because I have adopted the Yoli Better Body System as a way of life for me. And it doesn't end at 100 pounds. As I said, it just begins at that point.
I'd like to show you what it contains in one box. By the way, I have kids also, so these are not a part of the transformation kit, but since we've been drinking Tropicana juice a lot, so look at the label, 26 grams of sugar. I just take out of those in my fridge and have my kids electrolytes, Gatorade, take it out, I change it to Yoli products. Literally what I spend a month, I just replace them. This is what we call a transformation kit. This is a 1 month supply. There is very basic information like